In this video, I wanted to correct some of the things that you see in pattern Yul-Gok when you look at the legacy guide, the way some schools teach things. This pattern in particular has a number of strange idiosyncrasies in it, and I thought I'd run through some of them here in this video. Starting right off the bat, when you look at the very first technique in pattern Yul-Gok, you look at it and you wonder, what is this person doing? Because as they sit down, it appears that they're just sticking their hand out and doing nothing with that hand, and then they throw a punch afterwards. And what you're actually supposed to be doing with that first technique in the pattern is you're supposed to be doing a slow middle punch. It is like a breathing control exercise. So when you start pattern Yul-Gok, right, from ready stance, and you go into your first move, the first move is, and then double punch. So slow breathing, raising up slightly, and then sitting down for a hard, fast double punch. You do the same thing then when you step over to the other side. It's a slow middle punch, right? Lifting up gradually, and then double punch, right? Sit down and do a double punch. And one of the complaints when I watch them do their patterns is they don't change pace within their patterns, or they certainly don't change pace very much. And what you're supposed to do in a pattern like Yul-Gok is the slow sections are supposed to be really slow. They're breathing control exercises, developing inner power. And the fast sections are supposed to be really fast, and there should be a notable distinction between them. So at the beginning, like I said, that first technique is double punch. So slow, and then very fast, double punch, as fast as you can do it. When you get into the next section where they do middle block, front snap kick, and then there's a double punch, that double punch should be as fast as you can do a double punch. So it should be middle block, front snap kick, and then bang, bang, double punch, right? 1, 2. And when you go the other side, same thing. Should be middle block, front snap kick, and then bang, bang, as fast as you can go, double punch. And then right away you're into the palm hooking blocks, which they do incorrectly. Again, they're looping them over the top. They're supposed to come from the side. I have a separate video on that already. But once again, they're doing them too quickly. So it's supposed to be like this, and then punch. So slow, and then finish with a punch. And then you repeat it one more time and you punch. So again, slow, then quick. Then another, I don't really want to call it a pet peeve, but this is another philosophical difference between how some schools do it and how other schools do it. But when they do their one leg stance, I'm hoping this shows up in the video. When they do a one leg stance, they stand with their front leg kind of bent at an angle like this. They have the bottom of their foot touching against their knee, and then they stand up like this when they do a one leg stance. But you can't throw a proper side kick from this position. When your knee is pointing forwards and you're standing crooked like this, you can't throw a proper side kick from this position here coming forward. It doesn't work. To throw a proper side kick, your knee has to be over here, not over here in front of your body. This would be an ideal position if I wanted to throw a roundhouse kick. So from this position here, I could throw roundhouse, or I could go from here and throw a hooking kick. So there is value. There is value in having a one leg stance where your leg is more to the front than to the side. But you would use that for a roundhouse kick, hooking kick, front kick, not for a side kick. If you want to throw a side kick, it's going to come from here. So one leg stance for side kick, you should be in this position. Knee over to the side, hands out to the side like this, and then throw the kick. So that's another thing that they get wrong in the pattern when they're doing it, which, again, the way I've learned it, you can see the philosophical differences between the schools and why they do things the way that they do. And in that case, again, they're using the wrong stance for a side kick. It should be this way, not this way for a side kick. Let me just think. After they do the turn, again, their elbow strikes are a little bit different than the way we do elbow strikes. They usually stop there short from here. They don't usually bring them all the way around. That's a minor difference. The other one is when coming back, when you're heading back to the starting position here in the second half of the pattern, after you've done the out forearm side block, the next technique is punch. But when you watch them doing it, again in the videos, wherever, they block, then they do this low bending motion, they come up, and then they throw the punch. We don't do that. We have out forearm side block, reload, and then throw the punch. So you can either do it in an exaggerated fashion where you do the block and then you wind it all the way up and throw the punch. That would be correct. Or block and then just a slight twist and then throw the punch. So 1, 2, just so that you're loading up the hips for the punch that's following. But in no way would you throw the block and then scoop down and bring your body up to throw a punch. It's unnecessary. The force from the punch is coming this way. You're twisting. So it's 1, 2 when you throw that punch. 1, 2. You don't have to block and then go like this. If you throw punches like this, you're giving it away. Nobody is going to be there for the punch. It should just be 1, boom, fire it. 1, twist your hip into it, and throw the punch. Right? That's all that's needed. So I'm going to start going through the other patterns as well. So this one, I wanted to do one video on Yul-Gok pattern by itself because there were so many just weird bits in that pattern. So I'm going to tackle each pattern individually, but I thought I'd start there because that one was obvious. There was a lot of stuff to correct. But stay tuned for more videos like this. I'm going to go through other ones and I'll show you more examples of philosophical differences between schools and how one style can be a little bit different from another, and we'll go over them together. Till next time.